Hi, my name is Emily Keckel, and this is my current civil rights issue presentation. My topic for this presentation is women's sports. There's been hundreds upon thousands of historical problems with my topic, women's athletics. Some key problems are, first, women's sports were treated as recreational, not competitive. It was stated early college sports for women have been largely unrecognized by historians because competition was within college between students intramural rather than between the institution's extramural. Bell. Additionally, it was stated by 1936, 70% of colleges surveyed used this as a predominant form of sport participation for women. Bell. Point 2. Many women did not go to college, therefore there was no exposure to women's sports teams. It was stated in 1960, 54% of men attended college, whereas only 37.9% of women attended college. Digestive educational statistics. Point 3. Race in women's sports. It was stated historically, black women in sports faced double discrimination due to their gender and race, trailblazing black women in sports. There has been tremendous progress over the past few decades with women's athletics. First, women have their own professional sports leagues. It was stated Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, American Women's Professional Basketball League, that began play in 1997, Augustine. Second, women's sports teams in schools. It was stated associations NFHS, Minnesota State Association reported that 49% of high school sports participants are girls, as high as number as any state has achieved. Cook. Third, Title IX of the Education Amendments of 1972. It was stated it required American society to recognize a woman's right to participate in sports on a plane equal to that of a man. Bell. Unfortunately, these problems still exist in society today. First, women athletes receive significantly smaller wages. It was stated last year the average WNBA salary was US $71,635, and this year appears to be closer to $75,000. The maximum veteran salary is $113,500. Meanwhile, for the upcoming NBA season, the minimum salary of a professional NBA player is $838,464. Loth. Second, smaller fan support. It was stated total attendance in the WNBA's 21st season was 1,574,078, with teams averaging 7,716 fans per game. This per game mark is more than 10,000 fans below the per game mark seen in the NBA in 2016 to 2017. Finn. Point 3, less media coverage and publicity. It was stated in America 40% of sports people are women. However, only 6 to 8% of the total sports media coverage is devoted to them. And women-only sports stories add up to just 3.5% of all sports stories in the 4 major U.S. newspapers. Pavlok. At the bottom, you will see 3 graphs. On the one closest to the left side of your screen, that is talking about the breakdown of men's and women's sports teams on television and advertisements. In the middle, that one is talking about NWBA statistics and fan support. And on the right side, that is talking about game attendance and how money incomes impact both leagues. 2 solutions for these problems is first, create a women's fantasy league, and 2, reduce price tickets for women athletes in middle school, high school, etc. I will advertise for women's fantasy leagues on social media platforms such as Instagram, etc. Second, talk with sports teams, Pacers, publicists, etc. to get reduced price tickets. It was stated the estimated number of 18 and up fantasy sports players in 2019 is 45.9 million. Industry demographics. It was also stated nearly 60 million people play fantasy sports, and of those, 80% play fantasy football. McCormick. Third, with the increases, ticket prices now range from $118 to $149 for regular season games. Ryman. So obviously, I think these are 2 really important solutions because, one, we want to gain recognition for these incredible women, and I think the best way to do that is through a really popular fantasy league. Obviously, this is really popular through teenage leagues, and I think if we bring this upon teenagers, we can influence recognition. Also, I think reduced price tickets will help student athletes be able to see the professional games and get a better feeling of the sport, and it would help increase incomes for these really deserving women. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation on women's sports. Below, you are seeing my works cited for this project. Thank you.